Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Boundary Line Podcast with Dillon and Sheldon. Yet another game, yet another India-Pakistan match. But again, Pakistan don't turn up once again. And yes, we are all very excited as Indian fans there, but we're just going to get more into that in detail there. But what a match we've had there. Pretty much one-sided, I would say. But in the end, India comfortably doing the job there. And we'll talk about the bowling, the batting, and how the match turned out there. But before we go ahead, requesting all our viewers to please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and do share this video with your friends. And if you like this content, please do follow us on Instagram as well. You know where to find the handle, it's down in the description. All right, then. Let's begin. Sheldon, my man, pretty much a one-sided game. I didn't feel those, I didn't feel the tension. I didn't feel the hype. Yes, the hype was there before, but, just before the match could start. But midway through, I was like, what the hell is this? What the hell am I watching? Am I watching
Yeah.
Sri Lankan team, or am I watching Bangladesh play, or like Netherlands play? Like, no offense to the Pakistan team, of course they're a great side, but they didn't turn up today, Sheldon. 191 on the board. They didn't bat their 50 overs also, and I was like, this is not done. Like, I can't take this. This is just going to be too easy for India.
Yeah, Dil, I mean, you mentioned Sri Lanka and you mentioned Netherlands and all. I'm sure if they were 150 for two, they wouldn't have been all out for that much. And they probably would have made a lot more. I mean, that was shocking. I mean, you can talk about Iftikhar and you can talk about Shakil. Yes, it's great scoring hundreds against Nepal. I'm sure that was very tough when he did it. But my gosh, guys, it's an India-Pakistan game. You've been building up from the start of the tournament and then you don't turn up. I'm sorry, but no matter how the pitch is, no matter how the bowlers are, from 150 for two to get all out for that much, that was shocking from Pakistan. That middle order need to look at themselves and think we need to improve drastically because we didn't learn anything new from Pakistan. Babar, Rizwan, terrific. The rest, not so much.
Spot on there as always, Sheldon with his opening comments. Spot on, man. But yes, Sheldon, you're right. Babar and Rizwan looked the part. They were looking set, and the partnership was really building there. 150
Yeah,
for two, and you thought that okay, these guys can get another 150 more. It's going to be really tough,
yeah.
for India to get. But Sheldon, in the space of just two balls there, Jasprit Bumrah. I mean, we keep talking about Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, all these other guys, KL Rahul, but the bowler Sheldon today turned up and they delivered today. Jasprit Bumrah leading the attack. Those two balls, Sheldon, I mean, it was just magical, right?
Yeah, it was brilliant. I mean, that's what your star bowlers need to do in big games, right? You need to get those big wickets, and those two wickets he took were magical. I mean, first the slow ball, and then the second one, which was into the pitch, which just beat him. I mean, two terrific balls. I thought even Siraj bowled well. He took two wickets. I think he got Babar as well, if I'm not
Oh, yeah,
mistaken, Dil,
yeah.
with a
Beautiful
with a
ball to get
peach of a
Babar as
ball.
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, all the Indian bowlers I thought stepped up. Even Hardik Pandya taking two wickets as well. He just always seems to be improving with his bowling, which is such an addition to India as well. And yeah, I think all India's bowlers stepped up today.
Yeah, there were a lot of talks whether Shardul was going to play, Ashwin was going to
Yeah,
play, but then I think they got the balance right there. I'm just
yeah,
imagining if Ashwin
agree.
also played this game, like what would have happened, He also would have chipped in with a few wickets as well. But Sheldon, Pakistan, what seems to be the issue there? Because, Imam ul Haq and Abdullah looked good at the top there, They got off to a decent start, I would say. But then after those two wickets went, Babar Rizwan built it well. But just no one after that, Sheldon. Absolutely no one after that looked to get going there. Iftikhar getting out, Saud Shakil getting out. No one just seemed to get going. And was it the pitch, that bad? Was it a, 280 pitch, or was it a 250 pitch? We would never know. But from the
Yeah.
outset, it seemed that it was that kind, right? It seemed like a 270, 280 pitch where even if you got to there and if you bowled well, then it would have been really good, right?
Yeah, dude, I'm sure someone should have been able to get it because Shadab and Nawaz as well can bat. They're playing as basically all rounders and they're both struggling right now with their spinning as well. So if they're not batting as well, they got to take a risk there and probably play a frontline spinner instead of one of them because if they're not scoring and they're not taking wickets, that's a big risk playing both of them. And yeah, I feel that middle order does need to buck up come next game.
Oh, they have to. They have to really, really pull up their socks there. But Sheldon, another thing that I want to discuss is, the Pakistan body language. You've seen that in that mid-break
Oh,
time. They look like they already gave up, Sheldon. They were not interested. You could see that, the shoulders were dropping already in that mid-innings break. And once Gill and Rohit got off to that start, it was just no looking back for them. And Rohit Sharma, almost 800 there, record one again. He
Yeah.
could have got it, but what a player, Sheldon. The pull shot, I mean, how many times did he play that today? 4 times at least,
Yeah.
and went for six. Just clean hitting, Sheldon. Just clean hitting through the line. Nothing fancy, driving also was good. What a player, what a guy. And again, leading from the front like always, right?
Yeah, I was so bummed from that he didn't get his 100. I know it probably
Oh
he has
man,
made
same.
enough.
I
Yeah.
was so upset. I said this is another
Yeah.
eighth 100 on the cards. It was he was almost there, but he just, I mean, yeah, good ball there to get him on.
Yeah, but some sensational shots he played, Dil, those pull shots, the way he was playing the spinner as well. But yeah, Pakistan's body language, Dil, as you mentioned, was just off, from the moment they stepped onto the pitch. And I don't know what's up with Shaheen Shafri. I know he took 2 wickets today, but his pace is not where it was at the start of the Asia Cup, Dil. Like, if you remember that first spell he bowled to India in the Asia Cup, that was
Yeah,
fast. That was 90 miles per hour. Today, his first ball was 75 miles per hour. That's Stuart Broad pace. No offense to Brody, but like, that's Stuart Broad pace. Like, that's not Shaheen. Something does seem off. Maybe they're overplaying him. Maybe they should try someone else. But he just seems like, maybe he's played too many games and his pace just seems a bit off. I felt it in the Sri Lanka game as well. Like, he just seems like something's up with him of late.
yeah, because now India has made it 8-0 in
Yeah.
the India-Pakistan matches in the ODI World Cups there. But Sheldon, time and again, you see Pakistan, yes, they played so well in, their first two matches. What happened here?
Yeah.
They just proved that, maybe it was the fans or something, they were overwhelmed by it. There's only Indian fans there around. I get it, but when you're at that stage of the game, 150 for two, and you're leading there from the front, and you could see India were getting a bit restless there because they knew that if Babar and Rizwan, one of them got 100, this game was over.
Yeah, Dil, you're spot on there. And I mean, the fact that, they've lost so many times to India as well should have given them an extra push and should have really given someone in that middle order push to say, okay, Baba and Rizwan won't do it here. They both just got out. I'm going to step up and, I'm going to play a terrific knock because that should be the biggest game of your career, right? Like playing India as a
Yeah,
Pakistan cricketer. I mean,
yeah.
that should be the game where you feel, oh shit, this is my game. I'm going to take hold of it. And it just didn't feel like there was anyone apart from Baba or Rizwan who wanted to do that. And I feel that is an issue for them.
Yeah, and let's talk about the Indian batting there. I think more or less looking set now. Gill also today, he played some really good shots, but he got out. It's
Yeah.
fine. I mean, some of the shots, absolutely good. Rohit, of course, looking good, and Virat Kohli, those cover drives, man. Is there anyone who plays that cover drive better, Sheldon, right now in this game? I mean, no one else could. You could even everybody in the stands were like, wow, that's so beautiful. To watch him play those drives was just absolutely good. Rahul has got some runs. Shreyas Iyer also now. So more or less,
Yeah.
Sheldon, this Indian lineup is looking good, right?
Yeah, I think maybe people were questioning Shreyas Iyer before, but I feel he's really stepped up in the last few games. I know he's not out last game. And even today, his first 50 against Pakistan, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And he played a
Yeah.
really good knock. Maybe it was a sport role to Rohit, but he really stayed in with Rohit and played a very handy knock today.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, this is going to be so one-sided, man. Like, what the hell is this? I wanted some nerves.
Yeah,
I wanted
yeah,
something like, Australia. I wanted like the T20 World Cup
yeah,
match. I was craving for that,
yeah.
but you could see it around also. Everyone was like, okay, this is going to be too one-sided. Can't really help it. India's going to cruise along. Once Rohit got a 50, and after that he took off. It was just like, okay, fine, just get done with the match as fast as possible. And India finishing it there so quickly, Sheldon. 30 overs and the match was done. You'd felt like, okay, even if they got some more runs, you'd felt that with the Rahul and Shreyas Iyer and everyone there, India would have comfortably sailed over, right? But another thing, Sharon, what I want to discuss is I don't understand these stupid performances before. Seems more like a BCCI event that's going on there. Absolutely like, getting singers and performers. I get it. I get it. It's a big event. I get it, like, you want to entertain the audience and all, but how the hell is it going to help the guys who are playing on the field? How is it helping them? And who the hell gets performers to come in the morning and perform over there, man? Like, what the hell is that?
So that's a very good point. I thought the performance lasted longer than the Pakistan innings, the way it was going on. At the start, it was quite lengthy. But yeah, I mean, you think if they were going to get performances, it would be, for the opening game, right? Or maybe like the
Ex-
closing ceremony, right?
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Ye-
Yeah, even I was shocked to see it.
Absolutely, Sheldon. It felt more of like a BCCI event. Like,
Yeah,
they want to like show, okay, fine, this is what we can do for a big game. But man, you don't have to prove anything. You don't have to show anything.
yeah,
Everybody knows already. India's like the best now when it comes to this, right, to hosting and
yeah,
stuff like that. And absolutely pointless, I felt. And rightly said, you should have saved this for something for the opening or the closing,
yeah.
which was going to be there, entertain the audience. But Sheldon, where does Pakistan look now from here? Because do they have to really worry about things, or just one bad day at the office? It can happen. No support for them over there in the stands. I get that. I get that there's no support for them in the stands, and it can irritate you, right? It can worry you because everyone's on India's side. You don't have anyone to cheer for you
Yeah.
there, right?
Yeah. I mean, Pakistan should maybe just look at this as a one-off and say, okay, you know what, we were anyway going to lose to India. We always lose to India at World Cups. Let's just try
We
getting
always
past.
lose to India. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, let's just try getting past. I think the next game is massive, Dill. I think it's end of the weekend. It's Australia and Bangalore. That is a massive game because Australia need to win that for sure. They're going to come in and they're going to go hard and they're going to give it their all. So for Pakistan as well, they have to rebound fast because, as we know, in this type of tournament, if you lose two in a row, it becomes tough. So
Yeah.
the next game for both those two will be interesting for sure.
And we know that ground is so big, it's
Yeah.
very tough to hit sixes over there in that ground. I mean, ask the
One of the
RCB
biggest
boys.
grounds in India, right there.
One of the biggest grounds in the world, man. Like, what are you saying? But yeah, Sheldon rightly said, I think Pakistan need to just look at certain areas and say that, yes, we shouldn't have let that gone after being 150 for two. We should have done better. No excuses given the, given wherever we are playing, whoever we are playing. I think you can't really, blame anything on that. Yes, fans are going to turn up. Fans are not going to turn up also in some days, but you got to
Yeah.
play your best. You got to play your best, man. Wherever
Yeah.
you are. Where does India go now, Sheldon, for this? Like, how does the road look for them now? Do they need to improve on certain things? Because I thought they covered every aspect really well. Bowling was tight, fielding tight as ever. Jadeja there at point and everything, man, diving away, really really good. Batting looking good as ever. So should we say that finals, India's already booked their berth? I mean, at least looking from this performance.
Yeah, they look so good, India. I mean, the so many boxes ticked, and I think one of the biggest pluses for India is having Jasprit Bumrah fit. Dil. I think that is a big plus because, as we saw in the T20 World Cup as well, I thought he was a big loss for them. I feel if you have Jasprit Bumrah, he's world class, and then you have Siraj as well, the new ball, and the spinners. I mean, India sorted so many good spinners they can play as well, and with Pandya as the team, I think they have a lot of boxes ticked, and yeah, I think India look very dangerous and if you are to beat India in this World Cup, you have to be a bloody good team because otherwise, like, I don't see any team beating them the way they're playing right now.
Rightly said, Sheldon. If you want to win this World Cup, I think India is the team to beat over here.
Yeah.
But what next, Sheldon? What do we look ahead? Tomorrow is an interesting match, I know, for England.
Yeah, the England Afghanistan tomorrow. I mean, it's one of those tricky games you look at and you think, oh, this is one of the games you could slip in. But I think England would look at it and say, okay, we're playing in Delhi. This is one of the few pitches that don't turn in India. It's pretty flat to bat on, so that should suit them. I think England look at this loss as well for Pakistan and think, we win, we can go above them in the table as well because their net run rate dropped. So I think they should look at it, England, not take Afghanistan lightly. That's the one thing I'll say. Do not take Afghanistan lightly. I think if they play their best, they should win tomorrow.
Yeah, Sheldon, I feel you can't take any team lightly. You've seen even
Yeah,
in the first few matches there, Netherlands almost scaring Pakistan, right? They
yeah,
could have almost won that match, to be
yeah,
honest. And yes, England should do well. I think England should win that and go above. But
yeah.
right now, Sheldon, if you had to look at it, if you had to analyze everything, who is going to be your top four at this stage?
I'd go India, of course, New Zealand. I think New Zealand have been super, but just shout out to Kane Williamson. I mean, that guy has some poor luck till. I mean,
Bro, bro, that guy's having bad luck since 2019. Like, I don't
I
know.
I know, bro. Poor guy. I mean, my heart goes out to him. Like, I really hope he can make it back for some games in this tournament because as soon as I saw it hit his finger, I'm like, man, out of all the people, like could have been anyone else, but in your first game back, after you made 70 odd, unlucky. But yeah, I think New Zealand as well, South Africa, and the last spot, tricky. I
Okay.
would go just England as of now, from what I've seen so far out of the games.
Okay. Okay, then nicely said. I think even that would be my top four there. I feel India, South Africa, New Zealand going easily over there. And the last team I would pick is England because I think they have the team as well. Like India, they
Yeah.
have the team
Yeah.
to do well on any of these grounds. We've got Ben Stokes, Joe Root there, good players of spin, so they can do it. And yes, hoping for an interesting next week now lined up. We are done
Yeah.
with the most hyped match now. Now let's get down to some serious cricket now. Enough of all this hype. I'm so happy now. This is out of my head. Like I couldn't think, man, straight. Like even yesterday, I was just thinking, like, what the hell's gonna happen? Like, because it was a build up 7-0. The record
Yeah.
stands. Can India make it 8-0? And wow, they actually did it. Right.
Yeah.
So, but that's it from us, guys, on Boundary Line Podcast. Hope you enjoyed this video. As usual, please, subscribe to our channel for more updates, and we'll be back with a new video shortly. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.